Have you ever considered whether a common personal habit like masturbation might be quietly affecting your health as you age? As we grow older, maintaining overall well-being becomes even more important. Some things that once seemed harmless in our younger years may have unexpected effects later in life. If you're over 65, you may not have realized that one particular activity, often seen as natural and insignificant, could actually be influencing your health in ways you didn't expect. In today's video, we'll take a closer look at an issue rarely discussed openly: how frequent self-pleasure past the age of 65 might have unintended effects on your body and well-being. While this is a normal part of life, recent discussions among health experts suggest that in certain situations, it could contribute to both physical and mental health concerns, many of which seniors experience without recognizing the cause. Stay with me until the end, because what you learn today might shift your perspective on your own health. We'll examine how this habit can impact your heart, nervous system, and cognitive function, including its subtle influence on energy levels, mood stability, and long-term cardiovascular health. By the time we're done, you'll have a clearer understanding of what's really happening in your body, helping you make informed decisions about your well-being. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If you don't, type 0 to share your feedback so I can continue improving my content for you. Now, let's dive in. Number 1. Unexpected strain on the cardiovascular system. One commonly overlooked concern with frequent self-stimulation after the age of 65 is its potential impact on heart health. While this activity may seem unrelated to cardiovascular function, the reality is that any action causing a sudden spike in heart rate and blood pressure, especially in short, intense bursts, can put unexpected strain on an aging heart and circulatory system. For younger individuals with flexible, resilient arteries, this may not be a major concern. However, as people age, blood vessels naturally lose some of their elasticity, making it harder for the cardiovascular system to handle abrupt changes. This sudden increase in heart rate can sometimes trigger irregular rhythms, dizziness, or even a higher risk of cardiac issues. Consider the last time you did light physical activity, such as climbing a flight of stairs or carrying a heavy bag. You likely noticed your heart beating faster, your breathing adjusting, and possibly even a bit of fatigue. Now imagine experiencing a similar physiological response during an intense but brief moment of activity. Except in this case, your body isn't given the chance to warm up gradually. Without the controlled pacing of intentional exercise, the rapid spike in heart rate can be more abrupt than expected. This cardiovascular stress explains why some older adults report feeling lightheaded, fatigued, or even experiencing heart palpitations afterward. Take, for example, someone like James, a 72-year-old retired teacher. James had always maintained a balanced diet and stayed active, believing he was in good health. However, he began noticing that after certain private moments, he felt an unusual tightness in his chest and shortness of breath. Initially, he ignored it, assuming it was nothing serious. But after one particularly uncomfortable episode, he decided to mention it to his doctor during a routine visit. To his surprise, His physician explained that these symptoms were not uncommon for men in his age group, particularly those with a history of high blood pressure or minor heart conditions. While James wasn't advised to stop entirely, his doctor encouraged him to be more mindful of his body's signals and to avoid pushing himself in ways that could strain his heart. The key here isn't to create fear, but to raise awareness. Many seniors are unaware that their body's response to certain activities shifts with age. As we get older, recovery time after exertion increases, and the heart and blood vessels don't bounce back as quickly as they once did. A sudden burst of effort without preparation can be more demanding than it seems. While occasional activity isn't necessarily harmful, frequent or intense exertion could be placing unnecessary strain on the cardiovascular system. If you've ever noticed sudden fatigue, dizziness, or mild chest discomfort after engaging in this habit, it may be worth paying closer attention. Your body is always communicating with you. Listening to these signals can make a significant difference in protecting your heart health. Number 2, nervous system, fatigue, and energy drain. Another lesser-known effect of frequent self-stimulation is how it can contribute to nervous system fatigue, leaving you feeling drained, sluggish, and mentally foggy. The human body depends on a delicate balance of energy, hormones, and neurological signals to function at its best. As we age, this balance becomes more fragile. While this habit may seem like a stress reliever in the moment, over time, it can actually lead to exhaustion, making you feel more tired throughout the day without realizing why. Think of your nervous system like a rechargeable battery. Every action you take, whether it's physical movement, emotional processing, or even mental focus, draws energy from that battery. When you were younger, your body could quickly recharge, allowing you to handle high levels of stimulation without noticeable effects. However, as you get older, the body's ability to replenish energy slows down. What once felt like a simple act of relaxation may now take a greater toll, leading to longer periods of fatigue, sluggishness, or difficulty concentrating. Take the case of someone like Michael, a 67-year-old retired accountant. Michael began noticing that he often felt drained throughout the day, struggling with low energy in the mornings and needing multiple breaks just to get through his routine. He initially thought this was just a normal part of aging, but when he decided to cut back on certain habits for a few weeks, he was surprised to find his energy levels improving. He felt more alert, more focused, and even noticed that his sleep quality had gotten better. The connection became clear. Overusing certain bodily systems can lead to depletion, and recognizing this allowed him to make changes that improved his overall well-being. The reason this happens lies in neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers in the brain that regulate mood, motivation, and energy. Activities that trigger a surge of dopamine, the brain's pleasure and reward chemical, feel good in the moment, but excessive stimulation can lead to something called dopamine fatigue. This occurs when the brain's sensitivity to pleasure decreases over time, leading to feelings of tiredness, low motivation, and even mild depressive symptoms. When you're younger, the nervous system is resilient enough to recover quickly from these changes. But as we age, it takes longer for the brain to bounce back. This is why some older adults who engage in this habit frequently may notice they feel more sluggish or mentally foggy than they used to. The goal here isn't to stop entirely, but to understand your body's evolving needs and make adjustments that help sustain energy instead of depleting it. If you've ever experienced unexplained fatigue, lack of motivation, or trouble concentrating, it may be worth considering whether this habit is playing a role. Making small changes in frequency and observing how your body responds could lead to noticeable improvements in your daily energy levels. If you're still here and finding these insights valuable, drop a 2 in the comments to let me know you're following along. Your feedback helps me continue bringing you the most relevant information. Number 3, disrupted sleep patterns and increased restlessness. One of the most overlooked effects of masturbation in older adults is how it impacts sleep quality. Many believe that engaging in this habit before bed helps them relax and drift off faster. While that might have been true in younger years, the reality changes as we age. Instead of leading to deep, restful sleep, it can actually contribute to nighttime restlessness, frequent awakenings, and an overall feeling of exhaustion the next morning. Sleep is a delicate process influenced by a complex interaction of hormones, brain activity, and nervous system regulation. A key factor in this process is melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to wind down. However, activities that cause a surge in dopamine, the brain's pleasure and reward chemical, can interfere with melatonin production, making it harder for your body to transition into a restful state. This is why some people, despite feeling relaxed initially, end up tossing and turning throughout the night. Take the case of someone like Harold, a 73-year-old retired pharmacist. Harold had always been an early riser, but over the past few years, he noticed an ongoing issue. He would fall asleep easily, but wake up multiple times during the night. No matter what changes he made to his evening routine, he still felt groggy and unrested in the mornings. It wasn't until he learned about the connection between dopamine and melatonin that things started to make sense. By making small adjustments to his nightly habits, Harold began experiencing deeper, more refreshing sleep. Another issue that often goes unnoticed is how this habit can overstimulate the nervous system right before bed. Many seniors already deal with conditions like restless leg syndrome, nighttime muscle cramps, or general sleep disturbances. When the nervous system is overly activated, especially in the evening, it becomes harder to fully relax, leading to lighter, fragmented sleep rather than the deep, restorative rest the body needs. This is important because poor sleep doesn't just leave you feeling sluggish. It has long-term effects on overall health. Research shows that chronic sleep disruption in older adults is linked to increased inflammation, memory decline, and even a weakened immune system. Without sufficient deep sleep, the body struggles to repair itself, making it more difficult to maintain mental clarity, physical strength, and emotional well-being. If you've been experiencing poor sleep, frequent awakenings, or persistent morning fatigue, it may be worth considering whether this habit is a contributing factor. Small adjustments, such as changing the timing or reducing the frequency, can significantly improve sleep quality and allow your body to recover properly. Number 4, increased risk of prostate irritation and urinary issues. Another unexpected effect of masturbation in older men is its potential impact on prostate health. Many believe that regular activity in this area helps keep things functioning smoothly, but as we age, the body reacts differently. In some cases, excessive stimulation can lead to increased prostate sensitivity, mild inflammation, and even urinary discomfort that wasn't an issue in younger years. The prostate naturally enlarges with age, a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. This enlargement can press against the bladder, making it harder to fully empty and leading to frequent urges to urinate, particularly at night. When the prostate is overstimulated, the surrounding muscles and tissues can become irritated, increasing the sensation of needing to go to the bathroom more often. Some men also experience a temporary feeling of tightness, a weaker urine stream, or mild burning. While this isn't always a cause for concern, it's something worth paying attention to, especially if these symptoms start affecting daily comfort. Consider the experience of Robert, a 70-year-old retired mechanic. Robert had never had urinary issues before, but he started noticing that he was waking up several times a night to use the bathroom. At first, he assumed it was just part of aging, but after discussing it with his doctor, he learned that frequent stimulation of the prostate can sometimes exacerbate these symptoms. His doctor suggested reducing the frequency of this habit to see if it made a difference. Sure enough, within a couple of weeks, Robert's nighttime bathroom trips decreased, and he felt more comfortable overall. Another overlooked factor is how frequent activity affects pelvic floor muscles, which play a key role in bladder control. As we age, these muscles naturally weaken, and overstimulation can cause them to become fatigued. This can lead to occasional leakage, sudden urges, or difficulty maintaining full control. While this may not be noticeable at first, over time, it can contribute to declining urinary function. For men who already experience mild urinary issues, this is especially important. If you've noticed an increase in urgency, occasional dribbling, or trouble fully emptying your bladder, consider whether frequent stimulation might be playing a role. Small changes, such as reducing frequency or incorporating pelvic floor exercises, can help support better urinary health and reduce unnecessary strain on the prostate. If any of this sounds familiar, take a moment to listen to your body. Your comfort and well-being matter, and making small adjustments can make a big difference. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, drop a comment below to let me know you're here. Your feedback helps me continue bringing you the most relevant information. Number 5, hormonal imbalance and mood swings. Another surprising effect of frequent self-stimulation after 65 is its impact on hormone regulation and emotional stability. Many don't realize that this activity is linked to the release of key hormones that influence energy, mood, and cognitive function. While it might feel like a quick way to relieve stress, engaging in it too often can lead to subtle but significant hormonal shifts, leaving you feeling irritable, unmotivated, or even slightly down in the following days. Hormones such as testosterone, dopamine, and oxytocin all contribute to how we feel on a daily basis. When engaging in this activity, there is a temporary surge of dopamine, the neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure and motivation. However, frequent overuse can lead to dopamine desensitization, meaning the brain becomes less responsive to this chemical over time. As a result, everyday activities may start to feel less enjoyable, and it may take more stimulation to achieve the same level of satisfaction. Some men notice they feel unmotivated, easily frustrated, or even mildly depressed without fully understanding why. Consider someone like Thomas, a 67-year-old retired engineer. Thomas had always been a calm, positive person, but over the past year, he noticed unexpected mood swings. Some days, he felt sharp and energized. Other days, he felt sluggish, irritable, and disconnected. After reflecting on his habits, he started to see a pattern. By spacing out this activity and making small changes, Thomas found that his mood became more stable, his energy felt more consistent, and he no longer experienced the emotional ups and downs that had started affecting his daily life. Another key factor is testosterone regulation. While younger men produce this hormone in abundance, its levels naturally decline with age. Frequent stimulation can sometimes cause temporary dips in testosterone, contributing to fatigue, low motivation, and even subtle changes in muscle tone. Some research suggests that excessive release of hormones like prolactin can further suppress testosterone, leaving men feeling drained and emotionally unsettled. This doesn't mean the activity is bad. Far from it. However, moderation is essential. If you've been feeling emotionally off balance, struggling with motivation, or noticing subtle mood changes, hormonal fluctuations could be a factor. Allowing the body more time to recover between instances of stimulation can help restore hormonal balance, leading to steadier energy levels and an improved sense of well-being. If you've ever experienced mood swings or dips in motivation without an obvious reason, you're not alone. Many seniors go through these changes without recognizing the underlying cause. Small adjustments can make a meaningful difference in your daily life. Number 6, reduced sensitivity and diminished pleasure over time. One lesser-known effect of masturbation after 65 is its impact on sensitivity, which can make it harder to experience the same level of pleasure over time. Many assume that this activity is always beneficial, helping maintain function and circulation. However, excessive stimulation, especially when it becomes a frequent habit, can lead to desensitization, meaning the body doesn't respond as intensely as it once did. The nervous system is designed to adapt to repeated stimuli. When the same type of stimulation occurs too often, nerve receptors can become less responsive, requiring stronger or more prolonged stimulation to achieve the same effect. This is why some older adults notice that the sensations they once enjoyed aren't as intense, or that it takes more effort to reach the same level of satisfaction. In some cases, this can even lead to frustration, as what once felt effortless now requires more focus and effort. Take the case of Daniel, a 72-year-old retired music teacher. Daniel had always maintained an active lifestyle and saw no harm in keeping certain habits from his younger years. But over time, he started noticing a gradual shift. What used to feel effortless now took longer, and the sensations weren't quite the same. At first, he dismissed it as a normal part of aging, but after speaking with others who had similar experiences, he realized that overstimulation had played a role. By adjusting his habits and allowing his body more time to reset, he noticed a gradual return of sensitivity, making the experience feel more natural and enjoyable again. Another contributing factor is nerve fatigue. Just like any other part of the body, the nerve endings responsible for sensation can become overstimulated when exposed to the same repetitive activity too frequently. This can lead to a dulling effect, making responses feel weaker than before. Additionally, excessive dopamine release, especially in short bursts, can alter how the brain processes pleasure, sometimes reducing the ability to feel excitement or anticipation in other areas of life. The good news is that this process is often reversible. By giving the body more time to recover between instances of stimulation, many people find that their natural sensitivity improves over time. This isn't about stopping completely, it's about maintaining balance so that experiences remain enjoyable rather than becoming frustrating. If you've noticed that things don't feel quite the same as they used to, or that it takes more effort than before, you're not alone. Many people experience these changes without realizing the cause. Fortunately, small adjustments can make a big difference. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, drop a comment below to let me know you're here. Your engagement helps me continue providing content that supports your well-being. Number 7. Increased feelings of loneliness and emotional disconnection. One of the most overlooked consequences of frequent self-stimulation in older adults is its impact on emotional well-being and social connections. While this activity might seem like a harmless way to relieve stress or pass the time, excessive reliance on it can sometimes lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and emotional detachment from meaningful relationships. Humans are naturally wired for connection. Emotional intimacy, physical touch, and deep personal interactions play a vital role in overall happiness and mental health. When self-stimulation becomes a primary way to cope with stress or seek comfort, it can gradually reduce the motivation to engage in real social interactions. Over time, this can lead to a growing sense of disconnection, making socializing feel less fulfilling or even unnecessary. Take someone like Richard, a 74-year-old retiree. After losing his longtime partner, Richard found himself spending more time alone, sticking to familiar routines that brought him comfort. As time passed, he realized he was reaching out to friends less often, and when he did, social interactions felt more like an obligation rather than something he genuinely enjoyed. At first, he didn't connect the dots, but eventually, he recognized that his habit of relying on solitary activities for comfort was reinforcing his isolation. Once he made a conscious effort to balance his personal time with more social engagement, whether by joining a local group, attending community events, or reconnecting with old friends, he noticed a significant improvement in his mood, and his feelings of loneliness became much more manageable. This kind of emotional detachment doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual shift, often unnoticed until feelings of isolation become more pronounced. The brain forms habits based on reward cycles, and when a quick source of comfort is easily available, it can sometimes replace the drive to seek out deeper, more meaningful interactions. That's why some older adults find themselves spending more time alone, not realizing that certain habits may be reinforcing their solitude. There's also a biological aspect to consider. Engaging in meaningful interactions, whether it's a heartfelt conversation, a shared experience, or something as simple as a handshake or a hug, triggers the release of oxytocin, a hormone that promotes bonding and emotional connection. When social interactions decrease, oxytocin levels can drop, contributing to feelings of loneliness and even mild depressive symptoms. If you found yourself feeling more isolated than you'd like, or if socializing has started to feel less rewarding than before, it might be worth reflecting on the role certain habits play in shaping those emotions. Making small changes, such as setting aside dedicated time for social activities, reconnecting with old friends, or engaging in hobbies that encourage human interaction, can help restore a sense of balance and fulfillment. If this insight resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Social connection is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining emotional health as we age, and even small changes can have a lasting impact. Number 8. Increased risk of pelvic floor weakness and bladder control issues. A lesser-known consequence of frequent self-stimulation in older adults is its potential effect on pelvic floor strength and bladder control. While many people associate pelvic health with younger individuals or those recovering from medical conditions, the reality is that as we age, the muscles supporting the bladder, prostate, and lower abdomen naturally weaken. Excessive strain, especially when frequent or intense, can contribute to pelvic floor fatigue, leading to subtle but frustrating changes in bladder function. The pelvic floor is essential for maintaining bladder control, supporting internal organs, and providing stability to the lower body. When these muscles weaken, individuals may experience increased urgency, occasional leakage, or difficulty fully emptying the bladder. Many older adults assume these changes are just part of aging, but certain habits may unknowingly be making the problem worse. Consider someone like Walter, a 71-year-old retired carpenter. Walter had always been in good health, but over time, he noticed he was making more frequent trips to the bathroom, especially at night. He also began experiencing occasional leaks when sneezing or laughing, something that had never happened before. After looking into the connection between pelvic health and daily habits, he realized that frequent stimulation might be putting unnecessary strain on his pelvic muscles. By making a few adjustments, reducing frequency, and incorporating simple pelvic exercises, he noticed a real improvement within weeks. His urgency decreased, and he felt more in control throughout the day. This issue is more common than many people realize. Overusing the pelvic muscles without proper recovery time can lead to muscle fatigue. Similar to how overworking the arms or legs without rest can cause soreness and decreased strength. Excessive strain in the pelvic region can cause temporary tightness, discomfort, or a reduced ability to maintain full control. Another key factor is nerve sensitivity. The nerves in the pelvic region play a crucial role in regulating bladder function. When overstimulated, they can send mixed signals to the brain, creating a false sense of urgency or causing the bladder to react unpredictably. This explains why some older adults experience an increase in nighttime awakenings to use the bathroom, even if their fluid intake hasn't changed. The good news is that these issues can often be managed with small lifestyle adjustments. Reducing frequency, incorporating simple pelvic floor exercises, and paying attention to the body's signals can help restore control and reduce unnecessary strain on these essential muscles. If you've noticed unexpected changes in bladder function, such as increased urgency or occasional leakage, it may be worth considering how certain habits affect your pelvic floor strength. Small changes can lead to noticeable improvements in comfort and confidence. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, drop a comment below to let me know you're here. Your engagement helps me continue providing content that supports your well-being. Final thoughts. As we conclude this discussion, take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. Many habits that seem harmless in our younger years can have unexpected effects as we age, and self-stimulation is no exception. From its influence on heart health and nervous system fatigue to its role in hormone balance, sleep quality, and pelvic floor strength, it's clear that moderation and awareness are key. The goal here isn't to create unnecessary concern, but rather to offer valuable insights that empower you to make informed choices about your well-being. One of the most important takeaways is that your body is always sending signals. If you've noticed changes in your energy, mood, bladder control, or overall satisfaction, paying closer attention to your daily habits might help you uncover patterns you hadn't considered before. The encouraging news is that many of these effects are adjustable and reversible. Simple changes, whether reducing frequency, prioritizing better sleep, or engaging in more social interactions, can make a meaningful difference in how you feel each day. By listening to your body's needs and making mindful adjustments, you can maintain a sense of vitality and confidence well into your later years. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these insights stood out to you the most? Have you noticed any of these changes in yourself? Or do you have personal experiences to share? Your thoughts matter, and this space is here for us to learn from one another. Thank you for spending time with us today. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to apply it to your life. Your input is valuable, and we truly appreciate hearing from you. If you found this discussion helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating informative and inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.